guys? Reminder 9 giving you another Pokemon Showdown Live team building session. And today we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Alligator. Sorry, that sounds so low because I'm actually pretty tired right now. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin the episode. So that's what we're going to be talking about is the Philadelphia Alligator set. As you can tell, we have Alligator, Florges, Crocodile, Metagross, Clado, and Tentacle, which are pretty decent mods to use. Besides Clado, Clado isn't the best in Yu-Gi. I wouldn't recommend you use it in Yu-Gi, but it doesn't let people down. It's really good. And yeah, let's begin. So let's go into the first one. The first one we're going to go on to is the main star of the show is for Alligator. Basic standard set with Life Orb, Sheer Force, Mega Dance, Crunch, Waterfall, and Ice Punch. And the main reason why I like this set a lot is because it really hits hard. Jolly is not bad, which we're giving up to 280, which is pretty decent, but it doesn't outspeed like anything that's like 306 or 300, which is not really that effective. Like Jolly is kind of weakens the attack, while Adamant maximizes the attack, but in return lowers the speed because speed is already low, so they're already going to be Dragon Dancing. So Adamant is the best way to deal with most of your threats. Basically, it's more of a late game sweeper than an early game sweeper. It's not really a good early game sweeper because people who use early game sweepers doesn't really know that it doesn't do the job that well if it's treated as a early game sweeper, because it will do some damage but it won't kill. Like if I run Jolly, I would be like 20 points weaker than my attacks, which is something that I don't want. I want to hit as hard as possible. Aqua Jet is not a bad option on it, but it doesn't really help that much. I mean, yeah, +1 Aqua Jet does a lot, but it's not Sheer Force boosted. Like, it's best to have all Sheer Force boosted because there's no point of priority on this thing. This thing is not the fastest priority. But other than that, there's some good examples. You can see up on the board. That's for Alligator for you. There's nothing really much I can say. It's all about how you play with Alligator. You can't just set up anytime. You have to make sure that all the checks are weakened, or you can't set up, because there will be times where it's like, I can't set up a Dragon Dance, gonna get burned. This is where my Florges come in. We don't need to get a brief introduction. You can see the main reason why I picked Florges, why I used it a lot, and it's basically the same set. I'm not gonna really go over it. We all saw this set. This isn't really something new. It's the same set. Good special defensive. Max HP, max defense will fix the defensive problem. Calm Mind is specific. Same thing, can sweep if you get a certain amount of Calm Minds. Has room of therapy and synthesis. And other than that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really new to talk about. Here we have is Crocodile with Taunt, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Superpower with the Invest set. Jolly Nature with 248 speed. Keep in mind that's weird. 250 to attack and 8 HP. And I know people are gonna say, well, running a defensive investment is a lot better than this variant. Well, yeah, because but the problem is with me is I don't like the fact that it has base 80 and base 70 defenses. That's not good, and HP is base 95. So it's more of an offensive mod than a bulky support. Its typing isn't really that good. Like Dark and Ground, it's not really a good defensive typing. Dark, with the Dark type, it makes it weak to fighting. And Varian Bug. Crocodile has a lot of weaknesses. It's 92 speed isn't bad, but it's not the best. It does outspeed a lot, but it doesn't outspeed base 100 or anything above. Scarf can just fix that problem, like Scarf Moxie you see. But the Timid is my favorite because it lowers the attack angle point. You're never gonna see angle point. There's no reason for people to run angle point. That's like if you get a critical hit, you're dead. So, or you're just lowering the priority hit, so it doesn't really even matter. But the whole point is that this is supposed to be used to check for fortresses, Mana Buzz, and any other mod that has mostly like Stealth Rocket or Setup, which is really good because I can check them, knock them off, and proceed to kill them. Dark Glasses boost my knockoff, which left up is a better option, but I prefer Dark Glasses just to boost my dark typing. Superpower is there for the Cobalions, as you can tell in the most, let me show you an example on the build, as there's a lot of field types such as Cobalion in the meta that can switch into Crook, despite the fact that yes, Crocodile is a ground type, it has base 120 defense. There's a lot of mods that can switch in on the Crook and literally cause some serious problems, like Heracross is one of them, but that's like Stone Edge or any other else. Other than that, it's good against those like really pesty, annoying steel type that likes to come in on Crook, or any other kind of like a Crocodile check, but you get what I mean. Superpower really helps it out, but in return it does cost my defense and attack when I turn, so I have to switch out. Base 8 HP makes me at 33 HP, 33 attack, so it's pretty even, and 310 speed, which is not bad. So I'm using pretty much all my investment. I'm putting a little bit of bulk in HP, not that much, but then still maintaining that high attack, but not that max speed. So it's not the perfect speed. I'm pretty sure it'll be 312, which wouldn't make a difference because that would be 3 points higher. So it doesn't really matter. Like, this set is a fun set. It really works. You guys can take it and customize as you want. That's pretty much it. We can discuss about it. Metagross, which is the defensive mass HP, standard mass HP, mass defense with 4 defense. Kind of similar how the investment I did with my fortress, except this is a pretty much a standard set, except it's instead of attack I put it in special defense, just to increase more bulk, because what's the point of putting in attack when you already high as is? Like, what's 4 points give you? If I pretty sure 4 points give you like 307, which is like 1 point difference, so it doesn't make a difference, like a 1 point attack difference. While defense, it could actually matter, so that 4 investment may matter. Nah, just kidding. But this makes sure to maximize, make sure that he's a complete physical wall. He still suffers from mods such as Crocodile, Absol. Any mod with knockoff will pretty much beat it, no doubt. But it does check Metagross. It does check well, I wouldn't say check Celebi because Nasty Plot or Power with old codeds. But it does check Cresselia because Cresselia doesn't really run any Shadow Ball. It mainly runs Moonblast, Psychic, and Ice Beam. So it's not really gonna run Shadow Ball with Ghost counters because it doesn't have to stay in on Ghost. But it doesn't. But it can't stay on Dark unless it has Moonblast. If it does, and I don't know what to say about that. The moveset is Toxic, Stealth Rise, Medium Match, and Zang Headbutt. Metagross has been being really popular in the meta so far. It has been being used all the time, and since Salamence was back up in the BL, Pursuit can still be used, but now defensive Metagross and more Metagross variants are starting to shine a lot more. His Toxic is just for poisoning Cresselia or poisoning anything I don't like. Anything that stalls. It's not good against Crocun because of course Crocun can just calm my 2-hit KO me if it gets to put him out. Stealth Ross, of course, lead rocks, get my rocks up. Medium Match, just sheer damage, and Zang Headbutt because stab reasons. I feel like I should run Explosion on this thing, but I think I should worry more about. Honestly, his stab does work still. I'll probably replace Toxic Explosion to be honest, but we'll see how the game progresses. It's not a bad set. It's really fun. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of better defensive variants of Metagross, but highly recommend you try this out and experiment with this. Next up is something that people will think this is weird, is Clado with Rapid Spin, Power, Side Shot, and Shadow Ball. And this is honestly entirely a fun set that I saw on Smogon, and it's a bulky variant with Cobbleberry, and what Cobbleberry does is makes you half your damage on Dark type moves. So say if you get hit with a knockoff, you won't die, which is awesome. Like Cobbleberry completely weakens it and weakens the effects of knockoff. Knockoff won't get that bonus damage and it'll be weakened. So it works sometimes, but if it's like a life orb user, then it will definitely still kill. It's Very situational, but it's still fun. It's been working for the entire year. It's been working a lot in my RU gameplay I play with. So I have no comments about it since Dark type is pretty prominent in RU. I don't see why not would have worked in NU. It's good for like pursuiters. Pursuiters won't be able to kill, knockoffs, obstacle pipe, all the other good fun stuff. But the problem is with Clado is, of course, Clado is not really an offensive mon as his base stat is base 70 in all. So really this isn't really an ideal set you should run. Again, this is not the best Clado set. I don't think this is a good offensive Clado set. I think it's kind of a gimmicky set, really. I honestly don't know why I play around with Clado. Clado is not the best rapid spinner. There's a lot of rapid spinner, but it's just one of those mons where I just want to have fun, and it's really decent in NU. It's not the best, but there's some play styles you could play. Despite its bulkiness, it does have decent offensive. It does have decent offensive moves, just the stats too low, like side shock or power, then shadow ball. Main home point is rapid spin. That's pretty much it. It's not good against water types or grass type, obviously, and dark types will get destroyed if it goes against them. But other than that, it still does work. It can do some offensive pressure, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else we can talk about Clado. Next up is we got Tentacle, which is the last star of the show, and we got Toxic Spike, Scald, Sludge Wave, and Ice Beam, which I may change it. And Tentacle is pretty interesting. Tentacle has the same beast type. It's beast types with Charizard, Persian, Salamence, and Mega Metagross. It's really a fast mon, and it's pretty good in the meta because of bulky rapid spin. The one thing that Clado has, I run like 2 different Clados with the same moveset, except this one is Clear Body. The other one has Liquid Ooze. Toxic Spice is good for stall because, say for instance, I switch in on like an N-Tail or a Phonape. They don't want to take any hot solid damage, and then they switch out into the Blissey. Instead of me going for Skull, I can go for Toxic Spikes, which will help me cripple more of his walls if he doesn't have any like defoggers. Skull just purely for the bun. Bunning people is pretty awesome. In this meta, as Skull does a lot of good work. Sludge Wave just for sheer damage, one of my strongest hitting. I just want sheer damage on this thing. Toxic Spice is doing it for me, so I might as well just have a move like Sludge Wave to do the sheer damage. I just want pure damage on Tentacle. And finally, the last move is Ice Beam, which usually was used to deal with like Salamence pretty effectively, but since Salamence is not up, it's Roy's down, it's pretty good against using it for Ampharos, but you really don't want Ampharos out of all things 1v1 because it can actually take an Ice Beam and kill you with a Thunderbolt. Tentacle is not a bad mon, like it has good special defense, not really so much impressive HP, but it's still usable, and decent special attack. It's not a bad mon, so highly recommend you guys try it out in the UU meta. There's a lot of better sets than this. Black Sledge is there just to get recovery. Just because I have Toxic Spikes purely, like I kind of treat it's kind of the same similar situation I did with Gengar. Like I put Black Sludge on it with Substitute and run like all attack moves because it's really good. But other than that, it's not a bad mod. It's pretty fun. And anyways, that's pretty much it. This is the Philadelphia Alligators team. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you guys really like and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next Showdown Live. Peace.